Happy Saturday, everyone! What's going on? It's Kyle here from Fandom Media. I'm going to be your host. You know what we're here for this evening. We're here to talk about Wandavision, Episode 6. Wow, I was absolutely blown away by this episode. And yeah, this season has been really good so far. You know we're here. It's the Saturday night streams are back. I hope you're all excited. I'm super excited to be here. I see some very, very awesome people in the chat, and we're going to get into all of it. We're going to talk about the Easter eggs. We're going to talk about that crazy cliffhanger that ended the episode. We're going to talk about director Hayward. Very, very, very sus, that guy. And yeah, we're gonna get into all of it. We're going to celebrate all of it. I'm going to take your questions. We'll do some awesome question taking. We'll do a nice Q&A section. We'll just have a nice discussion, a nice wholesome discussion. I got to scroll up here because we got a couple of donations to start off the stream. Got a little hype train for Maura. She says hype and love. Let's give her a round of applause. Maura Lee is always so generous. Let's show her some love in the live chat. And also, we got Danelle Peoples. He says this show just gets better and better with every friggin' episode. Another hype train for Danelle. Thank you, my friend. You guys are so generous. I appreciate it. It feels good to start off the stream this way. I won't lie. We got Arno Breaks in the chat. Rick Hoppy, the Maester of Coffee. We have Simon. Nice to see you, Simon. Kate Bertinsky. Nice to see you, Kate. Another Canadian in the chat. Let me scroll up here so I'm not missing everyone. And yeah, so far, we got a few people in the chat. We're going to have some fun. What did everybody think of the episode? I'm really curious. Let's rate the episode out of 10. I want to see your ratings because I thought this episode was like a 9.5. I thought it was maybe the best or second best episode of the season. I feel like it gets better with each episode because they continue to reveal more of the plot. We get more of the mystery. We learn more about our characters. Of course, we get to see why they're acting the way they are, which is super interesting. I see some people talking about Agnes. We'll talk about her for sure. An interesting character. Some people think that that she's no longer Agatha Harkness, that this episode kind of poked holes in that theory. I don't know, though. It's hard to say what's going to go on with her because she was all packed and ready to leave Westview, right? Like, why was she doing that? There wasn't anybody else near the border of Westview. Nobody else was trying to break through the barrier other than Vision. I mean, Wanda went through there herself, right? But I don't know. So we got Tinkerbell. I gave it a 9 out of 10. That's a good rating. I would agree with you. 9.5 out of 10 says Maura Lee. That's a nice rating. Kate Bertinsky says 9.5. I thought it was awesome. I love the premise of Halloween and the stuff with Pietro. Ooh, yeah. Really interesting, right? By the way, everyone, I literally just dropped my newest WandaVision video right before we went live here. And I talk a little bit about, quite a bit, about what I think that secret program was on Hayward's computer. Did everybody catch that? Darcy and them Darcy hacks into Hayward's computer and she finds that file that says cataract. That to me was extremely interesting considering what cataracts do, right? And what's super interesting about that, cataracts basically they impede vision. It's right in the definition in the Oxford Dictionary, which I find really interesting. A little bit ironic that vision is something that is impeded by cataracts. And Director Hayward seems really interested in Vision, huh? Because he's tracking Vision. He's not tracking Wanda. They find out that he's tracking Vision. So, yeah. Sword is a little bit ways off from where Maria Rambeau had it in the beginning. Right? Her values were different. We hear Monica talk about this in episode 4, where she says, yeah, like, Sword isn't about weapons and AI, artificial intelligence. It's about manned missions to outer space and observation. And clearly, the core mission statement of Sword has changed. I mean, that 5-year absence, the blip, that is a pretty big deal, right? Like, Monica was gone for a long time, and then Maria died. So that's a big deal. Her influence wasn't there anymore. And then her daughter wasn't there anymore, who was supposed to be the successor, right? So I don't know. Director Hayward, I feel like he revealed himself. It feels like he's the aggressor. You know what I mean? Like Wanda is being framed as the villain. But if you think about all the different situations, like he sends the beekeeper in, which aggravates Wanda, right? Then he sends the drone in and he wants to kill Wanda with the Stark missile. And the Stark missile is like a huge traumatic thing for Wanda. I mean, that's what killed her family in Sokovia. So it's pretty interesting. I feel like Director Hayward knows what he's doing, continually escalates and aggravates Wanda. I don't know. Does anybody else feel that? I feel like he's sowing distrust. And man, like, to completely not trust any of the group of Jimmy Woo, Darcy Lewis, and Monica, who are all very qualified. I mean, Jimmy Woo knows Ant-Man. He's seen what's happened, the blip and all that. He's in the FBI. Darcy worked with Thor, who's from Asgard, okay? And Jane Foster, she's like one of the best astrophysicists in the world. So, yeah, I don't know. It's all about vision and making sentinels, says Arno Briggs. Ooh, sentinels. That's pretty interesting. Sentinels, of course, we got a little bit of that in X-Men with the Days of Futures Past, which wasn't my favorite X-Men movie. I don't know about you guys. I actually liked when they did the reboot and they cast James McAvoy as Professor Xavier. There have been some people that have been saying the professor sent Quicksilver, his Pietro, here because things are happening in the other verses. Because like we're getting into the Marvel multiverse stuff now, right? Hayward wants Wanda out of the way so he can continue to reverse engineer Vision to make weapons. One thing that is so interesting too is in Vision's will, he specifically says like, "Hey, I don't want to be experimented on," right? And Vision is basically like the perfect form of Ultron. Remember that? Like he took out Ultron, and I was talking with Hack's Dogma about this. I think this is the most kind of far-fetched theory of all of like who is Director Hayward, because like people are talking about him possibly being a Skrull. Skrull was on Jimmy Woo's whiteboard. That was there. That could definitely be a red herring, but considering Monica Rambeau's connection to Captain Marvel and how they framed the Kree versus Skrull war, the new mythology in the MCU. Skrulls were more of antagonists in the comics, right? But now they're making the Kree as more of the antagonists and the Skrulls kind of more of as survivalists, which is cool. It could be that Talos and the Skrulls are involved. I mean, they didn't seem to be nefarious back when Captain Marvel was around. Now, obviously, things can change. Power grabs can happen. Someone else could be in charge other than him, right? But yeah, the Sentinels are pretty interesting, right? Like, Cataract is specifically listed as a weapon, which is a big deal. And Vision had the Mind Stone, so obviously the amount of data that they can mine from Vision is a pretty big deal. Vision was an Avenger. He was on top like 3 or 4 strongest Avengers. That's crazy. So with Hydra, Simon, you think Hydra? How many people in the chat think that Hayward is Hydra? I've seen a couple cool theories floating around. And by the way, cheers everyone. I'm just having a Canada Dry. I've had a couple coffees. But no drinks for me tonight. I'm just having a ginger ale, my favorite sweet beverage of choice. How many people think Hayward is Hydra? I don't know. That feels like too. Hydra could be making an appearance, but I feel like Hydra, OG Hydra, they were around when Cap was around. They could certainly make appearance. I think they're more likely to make an appearance in Falcon and Winter Soldier. But I mean, AIM, obviously AIM, their symbol is a hexagon, right? Advanced Idea Mechanics. I don't think Hayward is a Skrull, because the Skrulls are were not, at least not, they weren't presented as having nefarious intentions, right? So Kate brings up something really interesting. Well, we did get the Hydra soap commercial, but that could have just been a historical reference. Yeah, what's happening with these commercials is it's like the commercial we got in this episode. I'm going to explain that to you guys in just a second, and I explain it in detail in my most recent video as well about how basically these traumatic events that happened to Wanda, they're bleeding through in the form of pop culture references, right? Like Lagos. Like we saw in the last episode, she was wiping up the mess on the counter, and Wanda was the one that accidentally killed all those people in Lagos. That was tragic, right? Still a terrible thing. Then we have the Stark toaster, right? The Toastmaster 2000, and that's obviously a reference to Tony Stark's missile. Tony created all sorts of tech and weapons and stuff like that. We know that that's kind of some of the reason why she had a disdain for Stark, right? Until she got to know him. She was at his funeral. So things change. You get to know someone. He didn't directly fire that missile at Sokovia, but he produced, like, his company made that missile. Doesn't mean that the wrong people can't get a hold of weapons, right? And then we had the von Strucker watch, right? The Baron von Strucker was the one who experimented on Pietro and Wanda, used the Mind Stone and Loki's scepter, and that's how they got their powers. So that was the other commercial. That's commercial 2, Toastmaster 2000. Then we get the Von Strucker commercial. Then we got the commercial that Kate is referencing, the Hydra soak, and that is in the form of the Tesseract, which is pretty interesting, right? So that one is a little bit more less defined than the other ones, like less clear on what the intention was behind that. But Hydra obviously had a huge impact on Wanda's life. I mean, look at the position she's in, right? And but this commercial was so interesting. And if you take a look at the episode, like for me, there's a few really important things that happened in the episode. But one of the most important things that happened was that sit-down conversation that Pietro, who I don't think is Pietro, and Wanda, when they're in the middle of the square near the theater where everybody is congregating, right? Like Vision is searching around Westview, like nobody is populated around the outskirts of Westview, but everybody is at the city center. And I think that makes sense because Wanda is controlling the magic inside of the hex, right? But that conversation is so interesting. We hear Pietro say, "Hey, Westview is charming as hell." Like that was a pretty interesting statement considering in episode 2, Dottie said, "Hey, the devil is in the details." And then Agnes says, "Hey, that's not the only place he is." But earlier in the episode, Pietro, when Billy and Tommy are, going around in their costumes, the Scarlet Witch and old Quicksilver costumes. You guys noticed that? That was super cool. That was a super cool Easter egg. I really like that. He says, "Unleash hell demon spawn." I don't know. It seems like too much on the nose. Like, hey, yeah, this is Mephisto, but I don't know. The more time passes, the more episodes we get, the more hints that I think Mephisto, because Thanos isn't around anymore. Now there's this big power vacuum, right? I don't think Baron Zemo is going to be the big bad. Like, he doesn't have superhuman abilities like a Kang the Conqueror, who's supposedly going to show up in Loki, or Ultron, this perfect android. But in that conversation, and this is why I'm trying to relate it to the commercial and why I find it so interesting. When they sit down, they have a chat, right? And they're talking, and Pietro's like, "I really like what you did with the place. This place is way better. You made it better. People have better jobs. They have better haircuts. They're more entertained." It's a lie because we see people like Norm who are like terrified of what's going on. And when we see Vision walk around and see people who are obviously like trapped, right? Like, aren't these people starving? That's what I kind of got that vibe from the commercial. Like, who's feeding these people? I don't know. But anyways, I feel like the Shark and Pietro are the same person, and here's why. When Wanda is sitting down talking with Pietro, she specifically tells him how she felt before all of this happened. And Wanda has had trouble remembering how this all started, right? She's mentioned that a couple of times, and her and Vision, like, straight up got at each other's throats in the last episode. So that was a big deal, right? Because Vision was like, I'm not your puppet. Like, I'm not going to live in this false reality with you, right? And it was so interesting because in that situation, like when Wanda is having that awakening, like when she's starting to realize, like starting to come back to like realizing that this is a false reality, Pietro says this. This is crazy. He says, "Hey, I'm not a stranger." That's the first thing he says. Should we take that at face value? This isn't the same Pietro that Wanda knew. That's kind of an odd statement to make for someone that Wanda doesn't know. Like, Wanda knows who Pietro is, but she doesn't know who this Pietro is, right? Like, I'm not a stranger. I'm not your husband, is the second statement he makes. And then he says, it's okay, you can open up to me, essentially. Yeah, the devil symbol too. And the hair, the horns, right? But isn't that interesting? Because you guys remember that Yo Magic commercial? There's the kid, like the kid is on the island, right? And this person is starving. Like, hey, oh my God, I would do anything for something to eat right now, right? This person is shown to be in isolation. Islands are their own little territory, right? And that's kind of what we got going on with Westview. So I think the island and Westview are basically the same thing if we want to compare. Then we have the statement of, oh, I would do anything for something to eat right now. And then, Wanda's telling Pietro how she's sad. And then we have the shark show up conveniently. Hey, have this Yo Magic yogurt, strawberry yogurt, by the way. The color red, which couldn't open it. And the shark says, hey, I was like you once, but I was hungry, but I'm not hungry anymore. Why? I'm snacking on Yo Magic. That's exactly what he says. Straight up saying, like, hey, I'm not hungry. This hex that is being engineered right now, I'm gaining power from that. So for me, I feel like what possibly could have happened here, and I'm like 90% on it. I don't know if I could be talked out of it, but I feel like it's possible that the Mephisto and Wanda made a deal, and that the mind wipe is kind of part of being within the hex, and she's not able to progress and remember things, right? And that's kind of part of the downside of it. Yeah, Vision gets to be alive. She gets to use her magic. They get to live in this false reality, but it's really not what she wants, right? So it's like we know that making a deal with the devil, there's always some sort of consequence, right? And look what the consequence is. Now, what's even more interesting about that is they have their conversation or whatever, right? And then Vision breaks through the barrier, right? And then all of that happens. And then Billy and Tommy, they alert Wanda that obviously this is happening and that Vision is in trouble, because we see when he goes outside of the hex that he's essentially disintegrating, right? Wanda's magic is creating this barrier, this situation where Vision is allowed to exist again. But didn't you find, like, why does Pietro all of a sudden say, hey, your husband can't die twice? It feels kind of like that was on purpose. How does everybody else feel about that in the chat? Because directly after that moment, Wanda gets pissed off, right? And that moment feels very similar to when Monica is trying to tell Wanda the truth, right? Like, Wanda has a similar reaction that Vision, like, she's realizing Vision is dead, and that triggers her trauma, right? And that, because like Wanda's magic is tied to her emotions. That's why she could have single-handedly stopped Thanos. She's that strong. Like, Vision was being harmed, right? Yeah, and it's just, I feel like, there's been a couple of attempts to aggravate Wanda and see how far they can push their limits with her, right? They sent the beekeeper in and that didn't work. She just said no. She was like, no, I'm rewinding time. I'm not letting you screw around with me building a family with Vision. That was kind of the first step. Then beyond that, we had Monica who went in by accident, who touched the barrier, and then she got sucked in. But then they sent the drone in, and then, Hayward tries to shoot the missile. And Wanda brings it back and warns them. She could have killed everyone right there. She takes control of the soldiers, points all their lasers and guns on everyone. She could have been like, she just could have killed everyone there, but she didn't, right? But Monica tries diplomacy with her, and it works. She turns all of the lasers and the guns onto Hayward, which kind of felt a little bit like foreshadowing, like, hey, this guy is the aggressor. This guy. So, yeah. I don't know. It feels convenient that Pietro showed up at the end of episode 5 is what I'm saying. Because he shows up after the whole encounter with Hayward and after Wanda walks back the drone, right? And we know that Hayward was specifically experimenting on Vision. Like, he's disassembled. All these scientists are working on Vision. And he's the leader of SWORD, he's the acting director. So the order's got to come from him to do something that high level. So, yeah. Let's take a look at some of the comments. Take a sip. I know, Wesley, right? This show is so hype, my man. It's nice to see you. Let's take a scroll up. Kate Bertinsky, Pietro calling her out on the ethics of the situation is a huge deal. He knows a lot. Yeah, he does. Right? He's like, He specifically mentions the parameters of what's going on within Westview, like the kids sleeping and how did the kids all show up, right? And Agnes is someone that we'll talk about in just a second. She's been super interested in the kids. What happened with her in this episode made things less clear. Tinkerbell says all the commercials were about traumas of Wanda's past. I think the last one about Pietro was one about Pietro and Vision dying without magic. It says, why magic for survivors? And Vision and Pietro only survival magic. No, I'm still not sold on the Pietro thing, though. Arno breaks. Dottie was not completely controlled. We rewatched today, and I hope she is the big bad. Yeah, she's the one who said the devil is in the details, right? And then that's the time we got the first color bleed, I think. Like her hand was bleeding from the broken glass. Tinkerbell says, I think too Mephisto has something to do with it. Kate says, Mephisto has to come in somewhere. Too many references to the devil and hell for him not to. The cool thing about the show is that you really have to be attuned to catch them all. I agree with that. Haha, yeah. Happy to be here, brother. Oh, you're doing the devil sign? Are you for Mephisto, Wesley? Damn, man. The devil is not only in the detail here, says Tinkerbell. Kate says he understands something about the meta of the situation in a way that Agnes doesn't. Yeah, that was interesting, right? What did you guys think about that scene with Agnes and Vision? Because she's packing up trying to leave Westview. There's really nobody else in that vicinity who's trying to leave. Why is she trying to move? That's a pretty big deal, right? Hey, la pipa de pipo. Thank you very much. Everybody click that like button if you're enjoying this. Of course, click that like button if you like. And subscribe. Lots of more Marvel videos. By the way, tomorrow, we're doing this night stream right now. We're going to be doing these streams on Saturday nights now for Wandavision. But every Sunday, I have a new podcast with Hax Dogma. You know who that is? He's the best Westworld creator out there. You guys seen his Westworld videos? You want your mind blown. He's number one in my opinion. And yeah, me and Chris have a podcast together called Hax Dogma. We have a podcast called The Marvel Podcast. Episode 4 will be tomorrow. We're going to be talking about WandaVision. We're going to talk about we're going to talk about some Fantastic Four, how that ties in. We can talk about that on the stream too if you guys want. But We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about Kang the Conqueror. There's a rumor that he's going to be appearing in Loki. There's a rumor that Mephisto is also going to be appearing in Loki. We can talk about that a little bit. I think I'm going to do how do you guys think about doing a Winter Soldier and Falcon and Winter Soldier trailer breakdown? I think that's the next video I'll drop on Monday because we're doing the podcast tomorrow, and that'll be tomorrow's video. But I haven't decided if I want to do another WandaVision video on Monday or I want to do a Falcon and Winter Soldier one because we're only a month away from Falcon and Winter Soldier, guys. Right? It's only another 4 weeks. February is a little bit shorter, and Falcon and Winter Soldier is going to be coming out on the 19th of March. Wesley says, I'm hoping Mephisto shows up. If not him, then maybe Nightmare. Yeah, guys, did you notice that in this episode? Nightmare was mentioned twice, right? So we had Pietro, which mentioned it in the when they're having when she's having heart to heart with Wanda, and also when Monica, Jimmy Woo, and Darcy are all having that scuffle with Hayward. He says this nightmare will be over when Wanda is outside of the hex, when they get her out. But I'm pretty sure what he meant by that is if she's dead. I don't know. His intentions for her are still not good. His intentions for Vision are even worse. So Wanda, that would be great. You talking about the Falcon and Winter Soldier trailer breakdown? I think it would be cool if we broke down all the Easter eggs and stuff and broke it down scene by scene. I'm as excited for Falcon and Winter Soldier as I am as WandaVision right now. WandaVision has surprised me a lot. I didn't think it was going to be this good. That's another thing. Kai, the Kunoichi. I love your name, by the way. Very much like Kyle. What we also got revealed in this episode was a huge revelation for Monica, right? Darcy told us that Hayward had her blood work. And what the blood work showed is that since she passed through the hex twice, her cells are beginning to transform at a molecular level. And you know exactly what that is. That's how she became the character of Spectrum, Photon, and Captain Marvel. She's been a bunch of different characters. I think they're setting up Photon because I think she'll adopt her mom's nickname because we saw the Easter egg in episode 4 when director Hayward will first introduce the sword. We see her name plaque on the wall and they have her little origin story about how she founded sword, and they talk about missions to outer space and all that. But yeah, I think WandaVision is using this opportunity to tell her origin story of how she got her powers, right? And she's going to be in Captain Marvel too. So we know there's a strong connection with Captain Marvel there, right? She helped pick Captain Marvel's colors for her suit, man. Yeah, I think it's going to be Photon. Actually, chat, let's have a little vote. Photon, put 1 if you think it's going to be Photon, like Maria Rambeau. She's going to take on her mom's nickname. 2 for Spectrum, or she's going to be the next Captain Marvel. Because she does become Captain Marvel in the comics. Kay Bertinsky says, apparently the next few episodes are longer, upwards of an hour, according to a friend of mine posting in our WandaVision spoiler thread. There's almost a movie worth of story left. Well, there's 3 episodes left. And something that me and Hacks talked about on our podcast was they did all of how television has progressed throughout the the 50s, the 60s, the 70s, and sitcoms have gotten longer, and the way storytelling has evolved. We've got longer episodes of television. We've all been spoiled with Game of Thrones getting 54-minute episodes and stuff like that. It didn't always used to be like that. Episodes of television used to be 24 minutes long. In the chat, one for Wesley. The Flurkin better come back in Captain Marvel 2 while I ride. I want to, what I want for this wall right here? I have some new lights coming for the room. I'm going to have some more. I have some, actually, see this LED light right here? I have some that I'm going to put behind here. And I also have a ring light RGB that's coming, so we'll have a super great mood going on. But on this door right here, I want to put the Florkin Captain Marvel's cat. A nice big poster here. I saw it on allposters.com the other day, and I was like, oh man, that's a sick poster. But I'll probably end up getting another piece of art from Blaze Manga, maybe. We got some more. One, I'm voting one, says Carla. Carla's in Australia. She's joining us. Let's say howdy to Carla in chat. Marika says one. Kate says one. Arno Breaks says one. Kyle Kunoichi says 1 or 3. Okay, so you like the possibility of her becoming Captain Marvel in the future. She will be Photon. It seems like everybody is on the Photon train. I like it. I like that there's possibilities. It's pretty on the nose, right? They already had the Easter egg in episode 4. But yeah, this episode was super revealing, right? Each episode we learn more and more and more and more. And I feel like some of this, what we're seeing is a red herring for sure, right? Like in the last episode, it's going to blow our minds, I think. I think that all this theory crap, like I could be completely wrong about Mephisto. You know what I mean? Like we could all be really wrong about it. And we can, like, it could just be Nightmare. You know what I mean? It could be Kang the Conqueror. It could be, I don't know. It could be something even more crazy. You know what I mean? We know that Secret Invasion is going to be a thing. I don't know if it doesn't feel like the Skrulls are engineering this. Another thing that Kai, the Kunoichi, brings up in chat, and I talked about, I'm actually, you know what, guys, I'm going to drop the link for my latest video in the chat for you guys to go check out. Here we go. There's the latest breakdown. New WandaVision video for you guys to go check out. But yeah, I think the engineer she went to pick up and talk to, could it be someone for the Fantastic Four? Could it be Sue Storm? Could it be Reed Richards? I like Reed. I like that because they talked about the aerospace engineers in episode 4 too, like the aerospace engineer program, right? And Fantastic Four is getting a Phase 4 reboot. And we could see Kang the Conqueror and Doctor Doom, which he would be a great Phase 4 villain now that Thanos is gone. He might be like a Phase 5 villain though. I think he'll be the main villain at some point. I don't know if I think it'll be someone. I think it'll be like Mephisto for Phase 4. Maybe Kang the Conqueror. Kang the Conqueror is rumored to be in Loki, and I think he's going to appear in Ant-Man as well. Oh man, it is such an awesome poster, right, Kate? But yeah, I think. What do you guys think? I think it might be someone from the Fantastic Four. It could Kai. It could also be Talos, that played by Ben Mendelsohn, right? Because Monica knew about the Skrulls when she was a kid. Oh man, yeah. I think it could be someone from the Fantastic Four, but What about someone from the X-Men? Could it be Hank McCoy? It specifically says aerospace engineer, though, right? That makes me think Fantastic Four. We do know that Talos is an engineer for the Skrulls, but that doesn't. I think it's Sue Storm or Reed Richards. This is probably one of the two. It would be cool if they gave an introduction to because. Marvel always nails their castings for these characters, right? How many people think it's Reed Richards or Sue Storm from the Fantastic Four? How sick would that be? That's another origin story, right? Like because we're not going to see Fantastic Four until a little bit later in Phase 4, right? Haha. Oh man, could be Riri, aka Ironheart, her Skrull friend. That would be cool too. They were around the same age, right? When all that happened. So, Arno breaks, man. You have some absolutely fire takes. I love it. Thanks for joining. Yeah, it's going to be super. Okay. 1, put a 1 if you think it's from someone from Fantastic Four. 2, a Skrull. 3, I don't know, like Hank McCoy or Beast. 3 for someone else, I guess. Those seem like the best choices. I don't know. I want to be surprised. I want to be like genuinely shocked about it, right? Kay Pertinsky says 1. Maura Lee says Reed Richards. Marika says 2, the Skrulls. Okay. I'm digging that. Two, 1. Arno Bray says 1. I thought it would be a Skrull, but I like the idea of Fantastic Four better, says Kai. Yeah. I think that fits more too, right? It is interesting that the word Skrulls appear on Jimmy Woo's whiteboard, right? Like he's aware of that as well. And the cool thing that Marvel did about the Skrull Kree War mythology is Krees are way more antagonistic, right? Because Skrulls in the comics, they like personate Captain America and all the members of the Fantastic Four, right? And that's pretty interesting too. So maybe we could see some of that comic stuff. And Kevin Feige says they never have to do 1-to-1 adaptation, but they pull from whatever influences they want, which I think is awesome. They never feel forced to pick like one specific storyline. And I think the MCU has done a pretty good job. A lot of people have been pretty harsh on Captain Marvel. I think it was because of the casting of Brie Larson, but I thought it was good. I enjoyed it. Had some of the same vibes that Thor Ragnarok did. It had some of like it had the good music set in the 90s. It had like some fun-loving spirit in it. But that's Marvel, right? That's what makes Marvel lovable. So the majority says Fantastic Four in chat. I like that too. Because I don't think Fantastic Four is coming like till 2023, right? Because we have what is the trajectory of movies that we have? The next movie will be Shang-Chi, which is going to be coming out this summer. I think that's going to, like, if people get vaccinated and the world starts to return to normal, if it does get a theatrical release and things start to return to normal, that'll be like Black Panther in Asia. That'll be huge. There's very, very high-ranking level martial artists attached to this project. There's going to be all sorts of great Asian culture that's going to be in that movie. The Legend of the Ten Rings. Oh, man, it's going to be so good. So that's going to be first, right? And Black Widow got pushed back even further. So Black Widow is going to be coming after Shang-Chi. Then we have The Eternals, which is supposed to come out in November. And then we have Spider-Man 3, which is supposed to have the multiverse and Doctor Strange and all of the other Spider-Men. That's supposed to be coming out, I think, the day, like Christmas Eve or the 23rd of December, if all goes well. That could get pushed back, though, if things aren't back to normal in the U.S. specifically, because Spider-Man is huge, right? And then in 2022, we have Doctor Strange 2, Multiverse of Madness. We have Thor, Love and Thunder, which is going to have Gore the Butcher, played by Christian Bale. That's going to be awesome. Also, Natalie Portman will be returning as Jane Foster in that one. Captain Marvel 2 will also be coming out in 2022. And is it Black Panther? The next Black Panther? I think the next Black Panther might be pushed back a little bit, though, because of the death of Chadwick Boseman. I could be wrong, but I think they'll probably go the comic route and do Shuri as Black Panther. She did have some social media issues. She said some pretty inflammatory things on social media. I don't think she's going to get canceled not canceled. Gina Carano was just saying really crappy things, but I don't know if there's a similar situation to that. That was months ago, though. Hey, Jess! Hype train for Jess. Let's say hello to Jess in the chat. What's going on? Yeah, Captain Marvel 2. It's going to have Moonstone. Going to be the villain. What do you guys... I mean, it's so sad. Chadwick, man. That's so sad. He was so talented. Man, Black Panther 2. Oh, my God. That would have been... Yeah, it's still going to be a huge movie because it'll be a huge cultural event. But Captain Marvel 2 comes out November 2022. Wesley, are you Googling this? Because I love it, because I don't have Google open right now. I don't know right off the top of my head. But let's talk a little bit about all the timeline of all of the what's coming out as far as shows go. So WandaVision, first show on Disney Plus for Marvel. Then we have, obviously, Winter Soldier and Falcon, which is going to come out March 19th which is next month, which is really soon, 4 weeks. Then in May, and Falcon and Winter Soldier is only going to be 6 episodes, but each episode is going to be like 50 minutes to an hour. That's essentially getting a movie trilogy, if you think about it. And I always wanted that for Bucky specifically. I'm a huge Bucky Brooks fan, especially Sebastian Stan. He's been awesome as Winter Soldier. So it'll be cool for them to explore Captain America's legacy in that. But then Loki comes out in May, and that's another 6 episodes. So March, halfway through April, we'll have a couple of weeks break. Boom, Loki in May. Another 6 episodes. They're all going to be an hour long-ish, 50 minutes to an hour. Then after that, so that's in May. In July, Marvel What If. And I don't know how many episodes that will be. I think that they might have a similar format to WandaVision. They might have shorter episodes, like more short story format, sitcom format. And I will get maybe like Cap as Hydra or Robert Downey Jr. as like Doctor Strange, shit like that. And I think that'll be a nice palate cleanser. Because by that time, Shang-Chi will come out, right? And Marvel What If will be dropping. And then we'll start to see how things are going with the pandemic and all of that. Hopefully that will be corrected, like I said. But then in the fall, we have Hawkeye. And that's going to be dope. That's going to be 6 episodes. And it's going to have Haley Stanfield. And they're going to set up female Hawkeye. And that's going to be so cool. I really hope they explore some of his Ronin backstory in that. But it looks like they're going to be focusing on passing the torch from Jeremy Renner to Kate. So many great shows to look forward to. So that's the trajectory of that. So there's like it's almost, I think it's like 44 or 45 weeks of this year we're going to have Marvel content, essentially, as far as shows go. So after Hawkeye, then we have Miss Marvel. And that's going to be coming out later this year. I think it's November or December. By that time, we're going to have Boba Fett and Mandalorian coming out both in December. Season 3 Mandalorian, Season 1 Book of Boba Fett. Book of Boba Fett might just be like a limited, one-time thing. Because, he took the Hutt's throne. That's going to be so cool. Yeah, Miss Marvel is going to be late 2021. Black Panther 2 will be July 8th. Oh, damn. That's 3 days after my birthday. Hell yeah. That'll be a great movie to go see in the summer. Morley says, do you think we will see a Doctor Strange cameo in WandaVision? Yeah, I think so. I think if we think about the people that could break up the situation if it gets really bad, Doctor Strange, Time Stone, all that, right? Sorcerer Supreme. And I, I'm sad that Tony Stark is gone. But who do we think is kind of like, I don't want to say there's a leader now, but I think that Doctor Strange is kind of the number one defender now. You know what I mean? He's got to look after Spider-Man, right? Like, I think he's going to try to look after him as much as possible. He knows how close him and Tony were. And he had to help Tony reverse everything that Thanos did. And I think that Doctor Strange and I think a lot of things will happen through Spider-Man, right? Like, if we think of the popularity of superheroes in Marvel, I think isn't Spider-Man number 1? I think so. So And Tom Holland is still super young. I don't think they have to traditionally do like they're only doing a trilogy. They're only going to appear in 3 movies. Like Tom Holland could do like 6 or 7 Spider-Man movies. Because if they're going to do the multiverse stuff, then they could do bring Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire back. They're going to bring Alfred Molina, who played Dr. Octopus. They're going to bring Jamie Foxx, who played Electro. They could do a Sinister Six in Spider-Man 3, and then they can build on that. Like, we haven't even got Mr. Osborn yet. And we could get him back in Spider-Man 3, though. That would be dope. We're going to get Rowling as Jonah Jameson returning. That's going to be awesome. Jess says they haven't talked about the Avengers in real time yet. Yeah, I mean, we're not going to get another Avengers movie for a bit, right? Like Avengers 5, whatever they want to call that. But Secret Invasion is going to be the stepping stone to all of that. Hey, Brian Murphy, man. What's going on? What's going on, my friend? Hell yeah. I see we got Tinkerbell, Maura Lee, Brian Murphy, and who else? Rick Hoppy. We got some joiners in the chat. If you do want to support the channel, by the way, you can join my Patreon, where I do a little extra bonus content. You can find the link to that in the description of the video, or you can hit that join button. That's a great way to support the channel. And you get, as you can see, look at right beside Brian's name. That's a Tony Stark balloon. I love you 3000 balloon. There's more badges that I add all the time as you progress, as you stay subscribed to the channel membership. And yeah, I got more awesome Marvel badges for those that do sign up and join. Oh man, you want Bruce Campbell cameo in Doctor Strange? That would be cool. I think Doctor Strange will show up at the end of WandaVision for sure. There is a rumor, by the way, that WandaVision is supposed to be 9 episodes, but there is a rumor that there's going to be a 10th episode, like an epilogue. That would be super sweet. So yeah, so far, WandaVision has really impressed me. It's been so much fun. It's been so much fun. Oh man, someone pointed out that Billy was costume as a little Doctor Strange. Very interesting. Yeah, he grows up to, in the comics, he grows up to become the Sorcerer Supreme, right? And by the way, everyone, these are the emojis that we have for those that we have Baby Yoda, a Mandalorian helmet, Ahsoka, Witcher, Chewbacca, and Hype Train. We get 3 more people to join up. We get a new emote in chat. I think I'm going to switch out the Ahsoka one and Chewbacca, and I'm going to put in some Marvel ones. I would love your recommendations. Maybe we put a Spider-Man one in there, a Spider-Man mask. We could do a WandaVision one. That would be cool. Maybe we'll see. We could do. I don't know. What do you guys think we could do as a new emoji in the chat? So actually, here's a Simon says, I'm certain that Doctor Strange will make an appearance. Put 1 in the chat if you think Doctor Strange is going to appear in WandaVision, and put 2 if you don't think he's going to show up. I'm really curious to see how many people think Doctor Strange will make an appearance. I mean, Wanda is confirmed to be in Multiverse of Madness, so I think it's a pretty strong chance that he shows up. He knows how powerful she is, right? And he's going to be monitoring everything that's going on, right? Like, Wanda can alter reality. Arno Break says 1. Morika says 1. Morley says we should get a Spider-Man mask as the next drop in chat from the emojis for hitting that join button. 1, but next season? You think there's going to be more than 1 season, Vlad? There's only going to be 1 season of WandaVision. It's a limited time series, my friend. There's only going to be 9, 10 episodes. That's it. Think of this as a Wanda and Vision movie, essentially. That's kind of how I'm looking at all the Disney Plus stuff. Think about it. we had a lot of Loki and Thor, right? But the fact that he's getting 6 episodes, 50 minutes, that's like getting a movie trilogy right there. I think it's dope. Same with Hawkeye, someone that was part of the Avengers but was never like a main protagonist, like a Steve Rogers or Tony Stark. Morley says 1, Simon says 1, Tinkerbell says 1. Yeah, there's not going to be another season, Vlad. WandaVision is one and done, my friend. I actually love the limited series thing. It's a way they're just going to tell so many different stories, right? It's a way for them to tell stories without doing movies, because movies are such big budget, like huge theatrical releases, and it's the way they've told stories forever. So they have to continue, obviously, with the Spider-Mans and the Doctor Stranges. But maybe, just maybe, if it continues to be successful like it is, they continue to see success like they do with WandaVision, they might start doing some shows. I mean, look at The Mandalorian. WandaVision is trending every Friday on Twitter. Yeah, it's Marvel, but still, it's crazy. I'd like a Wanda emoji until the end of the series and then replace it with a Captain America for Falcon. Oh, Captain America shield? Oh, that would be dope. We can do that. I actually have I already have a PNG that plays Manga Maid. Oh, I also got Stormbreaker. We can do Stormbreaker too. We can put the axes as some emojis. Arno Break says, I am hoping when she breaks psychologically, the bubble bursts and exposure creates mutations. Yeah, a lot of people are saying that she's going to create mutants. That'll be really cool. Why don't you have a Millennium Falcon emoji? Dude, I only have so many. The more people join, the more emojis we get. They cap it like based on how many people sign up and hit the join button. So right now, I think we're capped on 6 or 7. Yeah, we're capped on 6. Once we get 3 more people to hit the join button, we get another emoji. Then once we get another 3 people to join, we get another one, I think. Something like that. I can't remember exactly. I have to go check. But we could have Millennium Falcon. We have Baby Yoda and Mando right now with Ahsoka and Chewbacca. So we mainly got Star Wars ones, but I think I'm going to transition to put more Marvel ones. Thor's hammer? Oh, we can do Mjolnir. That would be cool. Oh, man, I'm so excited. I want the next episode of WandaVision now. I don't want to wait any longer. Does anyone else feel like that? It's a testament to how good WandaVision has been, right? What does everybody feel about have all of you felt like it's gotten better with each episode? I'm really curious. That's how I felt. Jess says, yeah, duh. Lol. A big clap. A big clap for each episode. It's getting better with each episode. Definitely. I felt like the last episode was like 5 minutes, Jess says. So many to choose from. I know, man. Thor Love and Thunder comes out in 2022. Oh, man. That'll be so good. That's going to be a really good movie. Thor Ragnarok was so good. Taika Waititi's directing that one as well. So I think it'll be and the Guardians of the Galaxy will be in that movie, and then Guardians of the Galaxy Christmas special comes out next year. Then Guardians of the Galaxy version 3 comes out in 2023. Fantastic Four comes out in 2023. I think Blade also comes out. We need Marvel emojis now, Morris says. It definitely has gotten a lot better. As much as I would love to binge it, though, I like the intrigue and how it's bringing the fandom together. Here's another question for you guys. As a content creator, I'm biased. I like the weekly releases because it gives me a chance to create multiple videos, 3, 4, 5 videos, whatever amount of videos I want to put out about the subject, and then I can just focus on, one show at a time type deal. When it drops all at once, it's so hard to really put out all those videos, right? Would you guys feel like WandaVision would be better as a binge? I have seen some people say that, but now the way they've done it the past few episodes, I think it's really great as a weekly release. Like, people were really skeptical because of the sitcom format with the first 3 episodes, right? They were trying to build that mystery, and then boom, we get the perspective swap in episode 4. So therefore, we, learn more about what's really happening. Wesley says, I'm loving the weekly drops. Yeah, I'm with you. Honestly, it's been so good. Keeps the hype going. And that's one thing it does too. Like, it lets content creators on YouTube or whatever platform, Twitter, talk about it, Reddit. People are discussing it pretty much everywhere, right? Tinkerbell, I prefer the weekly release. Okay. You can always binge the second way through. Arno Break says, I like the slow burn. So nobody is on the binge. I love it. Yeah, it's crazy, right? Because all of us are Marvel fans, right? Like, certainly almost all of us have seen every single Marvel project, right? Marvel's been around for 20 years in the MCU now. I was reading the comics, but as far as like the MCU, we've absorbed the format of going to the movies and watching a 2-3 hour movie, max 3 hours. Avengers Endgame and Infinity War were the movies that are, a little bit longer. Louise Brooks says, a friend of mine loves Marvel but didn't dig the first 2 episodes. She is waiting to binge. I love the weekly. Yeah, I could see how some people might get impatient with it. But yeah, I'm in agreement. Weekly drops keep the hype going. Oh man, I love a good slow burn too. Speculation is great. The thing I love the most about, and this is why I love Game of Thrones so much, is every Sunday after Sunday we all got to chat about it. Monday came out, you put a video out, you get, you have a live chat like this, or you put a theory video out and you chat with people. That's the best thing about it, right? Hey! What's going on, Sark? Let's show some love in the chat. Happy Saturday to you, my friend. So, Maura, you've seen every Marvel movie? Yeah, I've seen everything Marvel, too. Vlad says, I prefer watching a show in one go, but the waiting periods are always a pain. Okay. That's fair. You are a bit of a contrarian, to be fair, Vlad, but I respect it. To each their own, right? Like, people can binge it. Like, they don't have to subscribe to Disney Plus for a few months. They can, when WandaVision's done, boom, subscribe for a week and watch it all. Morley says, I love Darcy on the show. You know what? How many people think she'll be a waitress in the next episode? Remember Two Broke Girls? Kat Dennings was huge in that. I wonder if they'll do a Two Broke Girls Easter egg next episode with her. Hey, Brian. Thank you, my man. Really appreciate you dropping some Witcher emojis. Yeah, there's been some great Witcher news, everyone. I'm going to be doing a Witcher Wednesday next week. I could also call it WandaVision Wednesday, but yeah, there's been a lot of Witcher news that's been building up, so I'm going to do a Witcher stream next week. It's been a while since we did one of those. I want Darcy to be a coffee shop waitress, Two Broke Girls, right? I hope they do that. That would be so hype. Happy Sunday from England, says Simon. Let's get a little hype for Simon. We'll get a little hype train for Simon. I love it. Hi, Simon from the past. I enjoy spending a full day watching a show, just sit and chill and do nothing else. Yeah, I love that too. Like, there's some shows specifically that I love to binge. Tinkerbell says, it would be great if she was her Two Broke Girls character in the next episode. Yeah. How many people think that'll happen in the next episode? Though, by the way, Morley says, when is The Witcher coming out?
Toss a coin
to your YouTuber, oh Valley of Plenty. Witcher is going to be coming out, I believe, in the summer. They are still filming. They had some setbacks because of COVID and because Henry Cavill had an injury. He injured his knee. So they had some scheduling conflicts there. It looks, I mean, they usually do 5-6 months post-production. They're still, I think they're still filming. They said by the end of February they should be done. So I think probably end of July, August is when we get The Witcher. Louise Brooks says The Expanse benefited from the weekly format. Well, Louise, we only had one season of The Expanse where it was bingeable, right, on Amazon. That was last season, not the season 4. And it was a weekly thing on Sci-Fi, right? And then it changed. But I agree, The Expanse definitely benefited from Amazon changing it from a one drop to a weekly drop. One show I have yet to check out that I may do a binge of is The Boys. I haven't checked that out yet, but I've just been so involved with getting videos up for you in the channel. By the way, I'm just going to drop the link to my episode breakdown. For those of you who haven't checked it out, it's a solid 17-minute listen. So for those of you who want to go check it out, I just dropped it literally at 7 p.m. tonight. And yeah, I talk about cataract, what I think is going on there. I talk about, some of the Easter eggs with what's going on with Pietro. I talk a little bit about Mephisto. Talk a little bit what's going on with Vision. I talk about some theories I have. And yeah, I just had a really fun time dropping that episode. So that came out. If you guys want to go check that out, you can go do that. Like I said, link is in the description of the video. And tomorrow, for those of you who want to hear more about WandaVision, Hacks Dogma, who's creating, I think he's working on his review right now, because right before I went live, he said he was done his script and all of that. So we chat often, and we will be going live at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow, and we're going to be talking about WandaVision. It's going to be super fun. Like I said, the Marvel podcast, you can find all the episodes here on the channel. You just got to look through the past few weeks. We've been covering WandaVision. Episode 4 tomorrow, talk about WandaVision. We'll talk probably a little bit about Falcon and Winter Soldier, because the trailer dropped. And then Monday, guys, let's have a little vote and chat. Do you guys want a WandaVision video, or do you want a Falcon and Winter Soldier trailer breakdown? One for WandaVision, 2 for Falcon and Winter Soldier. Let me know in the chat. Or I could do a Loki one. I could three for Loki, but the Falcon and Winter Soldier trailer just came out Super Bowl. So I think it would be fun to do that. Both? Whoa, Vlad. One at a time. So we got 2 votes for... Oh, 2. Damn. I thought it was going to be WandaVision. 2? We got a 3 from Marika. Yo, Hacks is one of the 5 most intelligent people I know. He's crazy smart. He is crazy intelligent, this guy. 3, Jess? Well, look, it's decided, chat. I'll tell you what, though. Here's what we'll do. Tomorrow we have the podcast, Marvel podcast, right? Boom. Marvel podcast tomorrow. That's going to be tomorrow's video. That'll be about an hour and a half. We usually do 90 minutes. So tune in for that, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Monday, I'm going to drop that Falcon and Winter Soldier trailer breakdown. Wednesday, we have Witcher Wednesday. We got to do that because we haven't done a Witcher stream in a while, and I want to talk about all the updates for Witcher Season 2. There's been a lot of really, really positive news. But Tuesday and Thursday, you guys got to let me know what you want to see, okay? Let me know in the comment. 1, 2, and 3. Wesley.
Shame. Shame.
Actually, this is more appropriate.
I understand that if any more words are pouring out your cunt mouth, I'm going to have to eat every fucking chicken in this room.
That's for you, Wesley, for picking 1, 2, and 3 with your little smirk, trying to kill me over here. I can't make that many videos. Oh, I can try. Witcher Season 2 starts up August 17th. Okay, Vlad. I like they've had a couple of pushbacks, so Falcon and Winter Soldier hype, baby. All right. Falcon and Winter Soldier trailer breakdown Monday, everyone. It's coming. Oh man, yeah, Raised by Wolves. I've yet to check that out. But I want to see that really it looks really good. Travis Fimmel from Vikings. I love Vikings. I'll do the walk of shame with you, Wesley.
I understand.
Hey, Jess, this one's for you. Are you saying that you're picking 1, 2, and 3 as well?
I'm gonna have to eat fucking chicken in this room.
So that's kind of what's happening next. Tomorrow, Marvel podcast, WandaVision. We'll talk a little bit about Falcon and Winter Soldier too. Me and Hacks were talking about it today. Monday, Falcon and Winter Soldier trailer breakdown. Tuesday, I've yet to decide, but you guys, let me know in the comment section of this video what video you specifically want. I could do maybe a Mephisto video on Tuesday or talk about Agnes. We could talk about some of the theories. I could do there's usually a promo for the next episode of WandaVision. I could do a promo breakdown on Tuesday and preview episode 7 of WandaVision if that's what you guys want. I love it. And maybe Tuesday I can do a preview for the next episode of WandaVision, like maybe some predictions and theories. And Thursday I don't have anything planned yet. That's the day before the next episode of WandaVision. But yeah, I'm down for ideas. You know, I want to make you guys happy. I want to do things that you guys also enjoy. You know, suggestions are welcomed. Ooh, promo or nightmare discussion. So you want to see a nightmare theory video. I could do that. Talk about Doctor Strange 2 a little bit. I could probably talk about that in the promo, though. There might be something in the promo. I haven't watched the promo yet, but the Shame Squad. that could be a new thing if you guys want the Shame Squad. Is that what you guys want to be called? I don't know. You guys. Lol. Okay, Tuesday promo breakdown. Morally wants a promo breakdown on Tuesday. We'll do it. Shame Squad.
Shame. Shame.
It's funny how the Shame Squad is turning into a positive thing. I put it into the soundboard for, there's always like, there's not that many negative people around, but, often there'll be like some sort of disparaging comment. I just keep it in there and I press the shame button or the Sandor button on the soundboard. And it's for those people who are salty, you know what I mean? That don't spread the good vibes. So, Morally, you message me privately and you tell me what video you want Tuesday. Morally's our highest patron and supporter here on the channel, so she gets the overriding vote on whatever she wants. Yeah. So yeah, that's what's going to be happening next, everyone. This has been super fun. Like I said, we'll be doing some more Saturday streams. I'm going to try my very best to get these WandaVision videos out on Friday, but man, 17-minute videos are so hard to get out on Friday. I don't know how Emergency Awesome and Heavy Spoilers do it. Like 23-minute videos by noon? My goodness. I'm going to have to start waking up at 3 a.m. on Friday, watching the WandaVision video and screwing up my sleep schedule to even think about possibly getting a video out at the same time, those guys. Those guys have full teams, though, and I'm a one-man team, right? Like Emergency Awesome has like 1 million subscribers. Or 2 million or something. He's crazy. He has like 3 videos a day or something. That's insane. And they're both great creators, though. I love Emergency Awesome and Heavy Spoilers. Heavy Spoilers has been he's been like trending. He's been trending every Friday with his WandaVision videos. Just become nocturnal. It can't be that hard.
Shame.
They have secretaries, Jess? Yeah,
Shame.
I think so. Who knows? Maybe we'll expand the Fandom Media team to more than one person. Because I do all the audio editing, all the video editing, and everything here. But yeah, this has been super fun, everyone. Thank you for joining me here on this Saturday. I hope you're all having a marvelous week so far. Like I said, tomorrow, Marvel Podcast, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The link is already up on the channel. You'll see it on the Fandom Media homepage. Go hit the notification bell if you don't want to miss out on that. Hacks, Dogma, me. We'll be chopping it up tomorrow, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Monday, Falcon and Winter Soldier video. Going to be dropping that Tuesday. We'll talk WandaVision promo. Wednesday, Witcher Wednesday. Lots of content coming here on the channel. Lots of good things. If you do want to see more videos, of course, subscribe. If you're not already subscribed, like the video if you enjoy. If you do want to contact me in any sort of way, want me to cover something that you've noticed in a WandaVision episode, a theory, anything that you want me to talk about on the channel, follow me on Twitter or Instagram. I reply on both of those apps. That's probably the best way to get a hold of me other than in the comments section. You could leave your oh, hell yeah.
Toss a coin to your Witcher.
Oh, Valley of Plenty. Oh. Toss a coin to your YouTuber, friend of humanity. Hey, let's get that hype train going for Louise with that donation. I really appreciate it. Maura Lee, I believe, donated earlier as well. And Danelle with the $5 donation. So thank you, everyone, for those donations. If you do want to support the channel, really, really easy. Patreon in the description of the video, or hit that join button. Become part of the Shame Bell Squad, the Shame Squad. We're going to have awesome Marvel emojis in the chat for you guys here soon. But anyways, thanks everyone for joining. It's been really fun. Stay safe out there. Wear your mask. I'll see you guys tomorrow, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Talk some more WandaVision.